Cole Hocker, Olympic champion. He shocked the world in Paris with a 3:27.65 Olympic record. Then 2025 happened. 6 Grand Slam losses. Disqualified at Worlds. 3rd at U.S. Championships. But 2 weeks ago, he made an announcement. He's heading to Poland on March 20th, and if he wins, he becomes the first American man ever to hold global titles at 3 different distances. Let's find out what just happened. Cole Hocker was born on June 6, 2001 in Indianapolis, Indiana. As a kid, he ran a 4-minute 36-second mile in 8th grade. That was insane for his age. By high school at Cathedral High School, he was winning state titles and earning national recognition. He finished 2nd at the 2018 Nike Cross Nationals in cross country, then bounced back to win the 2018 Foot Locker Cross Country Championships. That made him one of the most recruited distance runners in America. He chose the University of Oregon over dozens of other schools. At Oregon, Hocker was dominant. In 2021, he won the NCAA Division I Mile Championship in 3:53.71. He also won the 3,000 meters that same year in 7:46.15. But his biggest moment came at the 2020 Olympic trials, where he upset reigning Olympic champion Matthew Centrowitz to earn his first Olympic team. He was just 19 years old. At Tokyo 2020, he finished 6th in the 1,500 meters, clocking a personal best of 3:31.40. It was a solid performance, but Hocker knew he was capable of more. He turned professional in September 2021, signing with Nike and training under coach Ben Thomas in Oregon. In 2024, everything changed. He won a silver medal at the World Indoor Championships in Glasgow, running 3:36.16 in the 1,500 meters. That result showed the world he was ready for the biggest stage. Then came Paris. In August 2024, Hocker lined up for the men's 1,500-meter final at Stade de France. The race was supposed to be a showdown between 2 rivals, Norway's Jakob Ingebrigtsen, the defending Olympic champion, and Great Britain's Josh Kerr, the world champion. Hocker was quiet. Nobody expected him to win. He was in 5th place entering the final lap. Nobody gave him a chance. With 100 meters left, Hocker launched his finishing kick. He passed Ingebrigtsen on the inside. He passed Kerr in the home straight. He hit the finish line in 3 minutes 27.65 seconds, an Olympic record. He was the shock of the entire Paris Games. His American teammate Yared Nuguse took bronze in 3 minutes 27.80 seconds, just 1/100th of a second behind silver. For the first time since 1912, 2 American men stood on the podium in the 1,500 meters. At 23 years old, Hocker was suddenly a global star. He had arrived on the world stage with a bang. But this was just the beginning of his story, and nobody knew the chaos that was coming next. After Paris, Hocker wanted to cement his legacy. He aimed for something historic, winning global titles at the 1,500 meters, the 3,000 meters, and the 5,000 meters. Only one American had ever done something close. Bernard Lagat won the 1,500 and 5,000 at the 2007 World Championships. He also won multiple World Indoor 3,000-meter titles. But combining all 3 distances, indoors and outdoors, at a global level was rare. In 2025, Hocker went to the World Championships in Tokyo. He wanted to run both the 1,500 and the 5,000. The plan was ambitious, but in the 1,500-meter semifinal, Hocker made contact with German runner Robert Farken. He was disqualified. Just like that, his best event was taken from him. With nothing to lose, Hocker ran the 5,000-meter final. He started in 12th place with 1 lap remaining. In the final 400 meters, he erupted. He passed runner after runner. He crossed the finish line in 12:58.30 and won gold. He went from the lowest moment of his career to a world title in 1 race. But the rest of 2025 was mixed. Hocker lost all 6 of his Grand Slam track races in spring. He finished 3rd at the U.S. Championships in his specialty, the 1,500 meters. Not the victory he wanted. The Olympic champion had become a runner chasing answers in his signature event. Then 2026 arrived. Hocker started his indoor season and something switched. On January 23rd, he ran an indoor 2,000-meter record of 4:52.92 at the Hocker Invitational in Blacksburg, Virginia. One day later, another American broke it, but that didn't matter. Hocker was moving again. At the Millrose Games in February, he won the 2-mile race in 8 minutes, 7.31 seconds, defeating a stacked field. A week later, at the Essex Sound Invite in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, he broke the American indoor mile record with 3:45.94. That was the second fastest indoor mile ever run in history. During that same race, he also clocked a U.S. indoor record in the 1,500 meters at 3:30.80. His speed was returning. His confidence was building. His 2025 season had been a disaster. In spring, Hocker competed in all 6 Grand Slam track races. He lost every single one. He was winless in the spring's biggest competitions. Then came the U.S. Championships in Eugene in August. Hocker finished third in the 1,500 meters, his specialty. The Olympic champion did not make the podium. At the World Championships in Tokyo, Hocker was disqualified in the 1,500-meter semifinal after contact with German runner Robert Farken. It was his lowest moment, but instead of breaking, he ran the 5,000-meter final 5 days later. He came from 12th place with 400 meters to go. He won in 12:58.30. It was one of the greatest comebacks in championship history, but the rest of 2025 saw him struggle to win major 1,500-meter races, despite the Tokyo 5,000 gold. Now in 2026, everything was different. He had a plan, he had confidence, and he had rediscovered something he thought he lost, his kick. 2 weeks after the Millrose Games came the USATF Indoor Championships in Staten Island, New York. Hocker was entered in the 3,000 meters alongside Olympic medalist Yared Nuguse and U.S. 10,000-meter champion Nico Young. 3 absolute killers in one race. The race itself was incredible. Hocker led for much of it, but with 500 meters left, Nuguse took over. Then Young made a huge move. Hocker found himself in 3rd place. Everyone watching thought he was done. But this is what Hocker does. He waits. He kicks. With 300 meters left, Hocker surged past both runners. He won in 7 minutes, 39.25 seconds. Nuguse finished in 7 minutes, 39.28 seconds. Young clocked 7 minutes, 39.29 seconds. All 3 men separated by just 0.04 of a second. It was one of the greatest 3,000-meter races in American indoor history. Hocker's victory extended his perfect USATF Indoor Championships record. 2 weeks later, the USA Track and Field announced their World Indoor Championships roster. Cole Hocker was on it. The World Indoor Championships would take place March 20th to 22nd in Torun, Poland at the Kujawsko-Pomorska Arena, a world-class facility that hosted the European Indoor Championships in 2021. If he wins the 3,000 meters in Poland, he becomes the first American man ever to hold global titles at all 3 middle distances: 1,500 meters, 3,000 meters, and 5,000 meters.